Man, how does this lens always manage to get like this? Alright guys, not gonna lie, a little bit of clickbait in that title, but there is some truth to it, and I'll tell you what I mean a little bit later in the video. But as you can tell, a little bit of a change of scenery from my last video. Last video, I was out in the kayak in the pouring rain catching salmon. If you haven't checked out the video, I recommend it. It was a good one. But anyways, today we're out at the beach trying to catch surf perch. You know, I didn't do enough surf perch fishing this winter, and I'm trying to make up for lost time now. So I think I found a good little hole. Let me show you what we're working with here. Got my normal surf fishing setup, fish finder rig. Kind of talked about this. I did a little surf fishing video a couple of videos back. But a lot of people have been asking me about the setup, like the rod and reel combo. So I'm gonna be honest, this rod is really hard to find. I don't even think they sell it anymore. Maybe they don't make it anymore. You have to find it like used or maybe on eBay or something. But let me just give you the specs. So it's a 10-foot lure weight, 1/4 to 1 ounce, slow action, medium power fishing rod. It says line weight 8 to 17 pounds. So if you could find something similar to this is what I would recommend for fishing the surf. I wish I could give you a link to this, but I don't think they make it anymore. I'm not really sure. But anyways, that's the rod, and then the reel is a Daiwa BG 4000. Now, for me, I think if I were to do it again, I'd probably go with a 3500, because this one is a little bit big for this rod. But you know, if this is what you got, you know, 100% throw it on there and use it, because I've been catching quite a few quality fish with it, and no complaints so far. It's been a workhorse. I'm not the best at taking care of my stuff. You know, I wash it off after every trip, but you know, I tend to bang it around, and you know, goes through the works. So if it could last this long, for me, probably a good reel. Anyways, first things first, we gotta go catch some bait. I'm gonna go try and catch some sand crabs, and then we're gonna see if we can catch a perch. Let's go do it. There we go. That's what we're using right there. That's a little bit big one. I mean, you can definitely catch fish on it. I like to use ones a little bit smaller, maybe more like around this size. This is a pretty solid one. Still kind of big. Some people would say it's too big, but I like to use these because I kind of target the bigger surf perch that way. Anyways, let's get to fishing. All right, let's see if there's anything in this little hole here. So not gonna lie, it's not the best conditions today in terms of fishing. Just bluebird skies, we're right in the middle of the day. But we'll see, doesn't mean you can't catch them. And just in terms of like, you know, hanging out at the beach, probably ideal conditions. Probably like mid-60s. Can't beat that. But let's see if we can trick some fish into biting the sand crab here. Oh, alright. Just kidding, no fish here. Let's try a different beach. Alright, spot number 2. Got a feeling there's going to be a bite right there. Just looks good. Oh, little bite, little bite. I'm gonna wait for a bigger one. Oh, I felt like a little bit bigger tug. There we go. There's a good one. There we go. Finally got one in there. I had a feeling that little spot looked good. Too good for a fish not to be in there. Feels like a decent fish. An eater, it feels like. Oh yeah, that's a good one right there. We'll take it. All right, there's fish number 1. Not a huge one, but he inhaled that sand crab, or should I say she. That's a female. I don't know if you can see in there, but the sand crab's way down the throat. He wanted that one. So last week I was fishing with, there's that sand crab, Fisherman's Life, and he was asking me about what do you do if a fish is kind of mushy? What do you do to kind of, you know, improve the firmness of the meat? And so one thing that a lot of people say about surf perch is that it's too mushy. So personally, one of my strategies that I use to try to keep the quality of the meat a little bit better. It's not gonna make a huge difference. It's not gonna change it to like the firmness of like a rockfish or something like that. But one thing that I do with surf perch is get it on ice as soon as possible. So I don't always do this, but today I brought an ice chest out here for a few reasons. One being I didn't walk that far from the car. Two, it's really sunny and really hot out, so just keeping that fish cold is going to be that much harder. So I'm going to go ahead and bonk this and bleed it in here. Just drop it in there now. And then I can use this guy as a seat later on in the day. So anyways, one little pro tip for anyone who wants to eat surf perch: get it on ice as soon as possible. It'll definitely firm up the meat a little bit, and then also when you're cooking it, it won't fall apart as much. That's just a couple of things that I've noticed. So anyways, we'll get this one on ice, see if we can get a couple more. Not really worth it for one fish like that, for me at least, so we're gonna catch a couple more here to make a meal. So let's get back out there. Well, it seems like today, for some reason, the fish are in a very specific location. I mean, there's a big hole right here. And for whatever reason, I didn't catch any or didn't even get any bites on that side of the hole. And then when I threw it in here, I got a couple little bites and then caught that one keeper. So I'm not really sure why. It might be because the current's pushing this way. I'll throw the drone up in a bit. Alright guys, well if you look right here, you can see there's a big hole here right in the middle of the screen. Right down the center is like where the deep kind of trough kind of runs out, where the water's running out, the deeper water. And then right up close where the waves are breaking, you'll see there's also like a darker area. All this dark area where there's no whitewash, that's where the deeper water is. All that whitewash, that's where the shallower like sandbars are. So right in the middle, got deep water, and then kind of right next to the beach, there's like a good stretch of deeper water. And I worked this whole stretch right here, all the way from the left side to the right side. And then right up here on this side, that's just where I've been getting all the bites. I don't know why, but the fish are all kind of stacked up on this side of the hole. And I've said it before, but different days are different. Sometimes the fish are sitting right in the middle of the hole. Sometimes they're on the north side. Sometimes they're on the south side. And sometimes they're sitting on the sandbars. It really just depends on the condition. It just goes to show that sometimes just because you're not catching fish in one spot doesn't mean there could be fish like, 20 feet to the right or to the left. So it definitely pays to kind of keep moving. I mean, you saw in this video already, I fished that first beach and I wasn't feeling it. I didn't get any bites. There wasn't too much bait around. I just didn't think it was looking good, so I moved beaches completely, and this is the second one that I've tried. There's a bite. Oh yeah. Oh, that feels like a good one. That's definitely bigger than the last one. Stay pinned. Stay pinned. Do not come off. Do not come off. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, barely hooked. Just came off. That's a solid one right there. Look at that surf perch. Probably like a 13, 14 incher, something like that. Definitely a nice fish there. That one was barely hooked. Just barely on the skin. It came off right when it came up on the sand. But luckily we got him. Got him. Got him. Feels like a solid one. Oh, got some good head shakes there. That's a little bit small. It's a female. I hooked it right on the lip. Look at that. See how lightly he's hooked. It's a female. It's a little bit small, so I'll let this one go. Good to let some fish go, keep the population sustainable. Quick release. Let's get another one. Oh yeah. There we go. There we go. Maybe not. It was feeling big at first. Now it's just coming in. Oh, that's not bad. That's not a bad one. Oh, it's a red tail surf perch. Let's see. Okay, minimum size on these is 10.5 inches. Let's see if this one's big enough. It's gonna be close. All right, let's see here. Nope, not quite. Just 10 on the dot. But anyways, that's a red tail surf perch right there. Can't really see it that well because of the glare, but it's got red fins here, and then the dorsal fin is actually pointed. Comes to a point there. The barred surf perch are more rounded. It's the two main larger surf perch species that you catch on like sandy beaches like this. Is the red tail, this one, and then the barred surf perch, the other previous fish that I was catching. So barred surf perch have no minimum size, but this one, minimum size in California is 10.5 inches. So this one's gonna be caught and released. Let's get it back in the water. Don't want to keep it out of the water for too long. Give it a little bit of water. Get it revived. I'm sure, oh wow, kicked off swimmingly. All right, 2 species. So yeah, you'll see these waves just kind of rolling in to my right side. They're just kind of rolling in, and I'm pretty sure that's kicking up sand crabs, which is the main forage for surf. Oh, got a bite. Anyways, what I was saying is it's kicking up the sand crabs, and I think it's pushing it into the deep water where the fish are hiding. So it's a lot easier for the fish to sit in the hole than to swim out on the sandbar. So I think they're just kind of waiting in there, waiting for that bait to get pushed in for an easy meal. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That feels like it's got a little more weight to it. Come on, stay on there. Oh yeah. That's a solid one. Not huge, but it's a good one. You know what? I just hooked this one on the lip too. Hook came out real easy. I'm gonna let this one go. You could definitely eat that. I've eaten these before, but I already got a couple. I'm gonna look for one more bigger one. We'll let this one go. So I'll clarify what I was saying at the beginning of the video. I said this bait is basically legal. Now, in California, it's not legal. So, spoiler alert, it's no secret that sand crabs are really great bait for surf perch and striped bass out here in the surf. It's one of the natural forages that they gobble up 24/7, so it's a great bait. However, I was fishing with my buddy Taku, aka Outdoor Chef Life, the other day, and he was telling me that actually in Washington it's illegal to catch and keep sand crabs. You know, whether you're keeping them for as pets or keeping them as bait, you can't. It's illegal in Washington, and I did a little research on it, and I think the reason is because there's not too many sand crabs up there. The actually what I was reading, I'm not sure if this is true or not, what I was reading is all of the sand crabs that are in Washington are actually migrating up from California and Oregon, which I don't know, I find that kind of hard to believe that sand crabs would migrate that far, this little sand crab, but who knows, maybe it's true. But regardless, there's just not as many sand crabs up in Washington, so that makes sense as to why you can't keep them there. I think it was actually pileworms and sand crabs both illegal to catch and keep in Washington. So Anyways, I thought I'd clarify that because I've recommended using sand crabs in the surf so many times in my previous videos, and just wanted to clarify that if you do fish in Washington or you live in Washington, you know, make sure you double check the regs. And you know, that goes for any fishing video online. Just because they say something on YouTube doesn't necessarily mean that it's the case, you know, anywhere. You should always double check the regulations. You know, different states have different regulations, and so yeah, you should always know your local regulations. Don't go off of a YouTube video. But anyways, it's getting a little windy out here, but I do want to catch hopefully one more. There we go. There we go. Got him. I keep thinking everyone's a big one, but oh, that's a little bit better one. Not huge. Another female. I'll let this one go. Probably about 3/4, half pound, something like that. Oh, quick release. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a good one. Oh yeah, that one's got some weight to it. That one's swimming sideways in the wave. Oh, it's a striper. Not exactly what we're expecting, but that's a little striped bass. Normally during the winter months, there aren't too many of these in the Bay Area in the surf. But there's still some. Some of them stay out there all year round, and that's just a little guy. Definitely not big enough to keep, so we'll toss him back. Alright guys, gotta get going. It's getting late, getting windy. Gotta get home. Go clean my fish and get out of here. But anyways, if you want to get some merch, check it out on our website. I'll leave a link in the description. Got the buffs, the surf perch shirts. Might as well plug it since I caught some surf perch today. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one.